yung gathering natin, introduction of ourselves, pero bago ang lahat, kakanta tayo. Meron tayong cleansing, tapos invocation of air or of light of the fire. Then after that is magkakaroon tayo sa during the invocation is ipapakilala natin sa iyo. I will introduce to everyone the current diwata who is guiding us, which is Apong Malyari. Then after that, we will have this some burning of incense for blessing at magkakaroon tayo ng um, messages or divination no from si Adtala. So to start with, okay, naka-record na tayo. Uh, so, okay. Magsaya at umawit, magbunyi at magpuri. Kagalakan ay hatid sa pinagpalang bilog ay makakamit. Sumigaw at humiyaw, mahikay ipagdiwang, kahilingan ay makakamtan sa pinagpalang bilog ay ilaan. Kapangyarihan mong taglay, dulot nito sa iyong buhay. Panawagan kong hatid sa iyo ngayoy ipababati.
Dinggin ng panawagan sa mga pinagpalang hirang. Ang mga kautusan sa pagdiriwang kailanman ay di dapat bawasan. Sa pinagpalang bilog, doon tayo manahan. Kasiyahan at kahilingan sa loob ng bilog ay ipagdiwang.
Pagtitiwala at pagpapasakop ay karapat-dapat ikaloob, buong pusong pagmamahal at walang maliw na pagtitiwala sa buong madla ay dapat ihandog.
Sa pagpasok sa bilog, naway laging tandaan, pagpapaubaya ng puso, isip at kaluluwa ay dapat ilaan upang ang pagpapala ng kapangyarihan ay ating makamtan.
Sa inyong pagdiriwang, kasabihan ay tanaan, kung ano ang tinanim ay siya ring aanihin. Sa ating paglisan, kautusan ay igalang. Anumang makita, narinig at naramdaman sa loob ng bilog, lahat ay iyong iwan. Masayang nagkatipon-tipon, masayang lilisan, sa bilog na pinagpala ay masayang muling magkikita-kita. So last June 17, we started the new cycle of the moon. As we say, thanks to the Diwata of the Ibalon or Bicolandian tribe, Gugurang, and invoke the new Diwata that will guide us for this cycle of the moon, which is the Diwata of the Sambal tribe.
With, uh, with this, we invite you to prepare a glass of water that we will use to prepare us in meeting our new Diwata that will guide and protect us.
But before we start, let us recognize first the presence of everyone here who is right now with us. So kindly, Argo and Patrick, tell us your name and where you are right now. Let's start with Patrick, I think.
I am Patrick Lawrence Garcia, and I am from Pagbilao, Quezon.
Thank you very much. And Argo,
I am Argo James Thea Harris, and I'm from Brisbane, Queensland, on Yagara and Turrbal country.
thank you very much. Lakay, of
Ayan.
course, kasali din tayo.
Ha. So, I'm Alvin Lasquete 17. So, andito ako ngayon or I'm here now sa Bulacan, San Jose del Monte, Bulacan.
But we also intend to bless Taguig. You are from Taguig, di ba?
And then originally, I'm from Taguig City.
And I am Apo Adman Agama, and I am Actually, I was raised and born here in the Philippines, and I grew up here in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, from which the shrine was located. So thank you very much to everyone. Let us proceed to our topic, to our ritual. So I will give you a new song again. Masayang magtipon-tipon at magdiwang, umawit sa kagalakan ang lahat. Papuri at parangal sa diwatang nasa atin. Sa ating pagdiriwang may pagtitiwala sa bawat isa ang nananaig. Pag-ibig at tiwala ang siyang nagbubuklod sa atin. Sa hangganang pagdiriwang ay dilisan, bitbit ang kapayapaan sa ating tahanan. Pag-ibig, kapayapaan ay mananatili sa atin. Masayang nagtipon-tipon at nagdiwang, umawit sa kagalakan ang lahat. Papuri at parangal sa diwatang nasa atin.
Mula sa lupa tayo ay nilikha, katawan ay inanyuan na magkaroon ng buto at laman.
From earth we are created, our body was molded and formed, that we may have our flesh and bones.
Mula sa tubig, dugo ay dumaloy, buhay ay pinagsigla, katawan ay nagkamalay.
From water, blood flows. Life makes it vibrant, and our body receives its consciousness.
Apoy ang nagpaningas nitong damdamin at kaluluwa, nagbigay liwanag upang tayo ay makadama.
Fire put our emotions and soul into a flame, giving us light that we may feel.
Hangin na ating hininga, buhat sa dakilang kapangyarihan na sa atin ay lumikha. Karunungan ay ipinagkaloob sa atin upang maging gabay sa pamumuhay at palagi ang makaalala na sa Kanya ay magpugay.
Air that we breathe came from the great power that creates us. May you give us knowledge as our guide in living in our life, that we may always remember to honor you in our life. Lupa, hangin, alay, tubig, ilaga, silangan, timog, kanluran, kaitaasan, kailaliman, kapangyarihan, pahimbabawin, tao'y pagpalain.
Let us now cleanse ourselves by invoking the power of the element of water.
So let us grab now our glass of drinking water and hold it with your both hands and place it in front of our chest. Take a slow deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Acknowledge that the water you hold absorbs all the negative energies that envelopes you. As you breathe in, allow the fresh air of positive energies to flush out all negative energies that is in you, out to your hands toward the glass of water. These negative energies may come in form of doubts, fears, worries, anxiety, or pain. Continue breathing and allow the positive energies that is in the air to travel and saturate your entire body from head, neck, ears, eyes, nose, mouth, tongue, throat, chest, stomach, thigh, legs, feet, and toes, climbing back to your calf, buttocks, hips, waist, shoulder, arms, and then your palm. Allow the positive energies to flush out all negative energies to be extracted into your palms and be absorbed by the water you are holding.
With the power of the element of water, fellow creature of the divine, we ask you to cleanse us from all of the uncleanliness, doubt, fears, worries, anxiety, and pain, even from all of our ailments, sickness, and disease. We ask you to flush away all unwanted energies that dwells within us through our unified will with aiming no harm to anyone and in full gratitude to the divine. We create and manifest this as we accept and receive it, and it is done. Mayari na.
Now, let us all drink the water.
Ubusin to lahat.
Mm. By the great power that creates us, we thank you, water, for your wonderful work. We recognize all the taste that you have told us and acknowledge it to be part of our life. Now, we dismiss all these negative energies that envelops our life and transmute it into positive energies. We are clean, we are pure, and we are new. This is our will, and it shall be done. Mayari na.
Mayari na. Let us pray the Agamic invocation which Apo Adman wrote in 2004 as an inspiration in establishing the shrine of Luntiang Agama.
Let us pray glory and honor to the great power that creates us and the whole universe.
O great divine spirit, the creator, the protector, and the almighty,
Plant in us, your children, the seed of love that will bring peace to all mankind.
that peace, when it grow, will transcend all understanding, that will guard our hearts and mind in you.
Let that understanding grow and branch forth in us with knowledge.
The knowledge of truth, reverence, and true humility of all beings, seen and unseen.
May you allow that knowledge to bud for us with a flower of wisdom,
A wisdom that will guide us in our daily life in this plane of existence.
a wisdom that harms none, that brings forth in us a perfect equilibrium and harmony to all beings.
So that in the end, we may enjoy our life fulfilled and will taste the fruit of the labor of our love in us, which is enlightenment.
May the blessings of the great divine spirit always shine on us.
In love and in light. Mayari na.
So in every ritual within the shrine, we strengthen our dedication in serving the Diwata, Anito, and the Encanto through our oath. So together, let us declare our dedication of service to the glory and honor of the great divinity that is within us. We are
We
Luntiang.
are Luntiang Agama, child of the blessed circle.
We are the vessel of the secret knowledge, mysteries, and wonders.
Our powers are knowledge and wisdom.
that we should carefully keep.
and will serve it only to the greater benefit of all.
Through it, I can lean on in time of needs.
Even in times of great sorrow, knowledge and wisdom will comfort us and give us great joy.
Power will strengthen,
When wisdom grows,
and ignorance is the result for the negligent.
in the devotion of a Luntiang Agama,
We must spend more value into it.
because the manifestation of our desire and wishes, so as the blessing of power will be truly received.
The Blessed Circle is the home of Luntiang Agama
This is why our life is blessed,
because we
because we are
are all
Luntiang
Luntiang
Agama.
Agama. Let us now call on the elements of fire by radiating its light to us to remind us always of our dedication to the great powers. Eternal flame, light from above, enter here to your holy shine as we call upon you.
Eternal flame, may your brilliant light shine in our life from now and forevermore.
Eternal flame, light from our ancestors, may your guidance and grace be with us now and always.
Mayari na.
Mayari na.
Now the eternal flame has come. Let its light shine upon us, as Apo will make offering of song to the Diwatang Mayari, whom we are honoring tonight.
Mayari, 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 kabilugan ng buwan tanglaw sa gabi, liwanag mong taglay masulyapan lagi. Kami ay nagdiriwang sa iyo nagpupuni, sa himig ng awit at papuri. Mayari, 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 diwata ng buwan, ikaw ang may-ari, itong sansalikuban na iyong yari, karagatan, kalupaan at ang kalangitan, kadakilaan mo sa amin ay maghari, mayari, 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 Kabilugan ng buwan tanglaw sa gabi, liwanag mong taglay sa amin ay nagpangiti. Kaya ako ay umaawit sa'yo nagpupuri, kadakilaan mo sa amin ay naghari. Arima, yarima, arima, yari, 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 arima, yarima, arima, yari. Mayari, may-ari, mayari, aming hari, mayari, may-ari, mayari, aming hari, luwalhati, 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 luwalhati at parangal sa dakilang kapangyarihan na lumikha sa amin at sa buong sansinukuban. Mayari, may-ari, mayari, aming hari, mayari, may-ari, mayari, aming hari. So tonight, we are going to honor the Diwatang Mayari. So I want to share the screen for everyone. But before we start, no, do anyone know about Mayari? What about pangalan nito si Patrick? Have you heard about Mayari or Apong Malyari?
I'm not sure po, pero siguro siya ba yung goddess of the moon?
Yes, goddess of the moon siya. What about Argo? Do you know about something about Mayari or have you heard?
Yeah, isn't she the sister of another Dewata? And
Yes.
she, in a fight, lost her eye, and that's why her light is dimmer than the sun.
Indeed, no. Actually, there are so many myths about Mayari of where she came from. But this time, what we are honoring is Mayari or Apong Malyari as a male deity or male diwata, a supreme diwata, no, a supreme diwata from Mount Pinatubo, no, Mount Pinatubo. Actually, yes, it was right na kasi there is a myth na Mayari is a daughter of Bathala to a mortal woman, no? So yun yung first myth that I've been introduced to, no? So I think na parang lesser si Mayari, no? Lesser diwata siya because she is a demigod. According to the myth, Mayari is a daughter of Bathala to a mortal woman, and she also have other sisters, which is Tala, goddess of the star, and Hanan, which is goddess of the morning, no? Pero as I grow deeper, no, Hanan could be also Juno or Janus of the Roman pantheon of a two-headed god, which is a god of the new beginning. Although we are going to focus here about Mayari. So there is another story na ang brother Mayari is also the brother of Apolake, and they had a fight, no? But Apolake is a god that been honored in Pangasinan naman. So here we could see that that the Diwata, the Filipino Diwata are scattered all around us. Even before na wala pang Philippines, kasi we have to admit that the colonization, the Spaniards, parang nagkaroon ng, they unified the Philippines through our name. But before, we are tribes, no? We are separated by tribes. So yun yung indigenous culture natin. But our indigenous culture, we have our own beliefs. We have our own gods. We have our own diwata. That is parang honored by each tribe. Pero right now, we are in the modern world, no? It was so amazing na parang as we read or we study that, the myth, na parang the diwata, parang nagta-travel from tribe to tribe. So in some aspect, for example here, Mayari is a supreme god of the Sambal tribe, of the Negrito, of the Aita people, of Sambales, no? Pero in different tribe, no, iba naman. Lesser god, especially on the Tagalog area. But for us who are worshipper of the Diwata, no? Actually, I want to clarify about the difference of of being a worshipper of Anituhan, of the Diwata. Kasi in the Christian aspect or concept of worship, di ba, we bow down. We bow down to God. Parang we put God higher above us. And whatever God command us, we obey. But how do our ancestors believe, work, or parang worship our ancestors or worship our gods? No, we recognize that God gave us life here. No, but our God never intend to enslave us. Never intend na you bow to me, you just follow my will. No, but the form of worship that our ancestor practice is like workmanship. You work together with me. So we as a creation of God, we are also a co-creator and recreator of God's word. Parang okay, the God initiates the creation. I have created this. So now you take care. You recreate. You co-create. You facilitate it because our diwata already have made it, no? So that that's the parang although yes, the form of creation was created by the Diwata. But the next thing for us as a creator, para as a co-creator or as a creation, our Diwata gave us responsibility to take care of the creation that God's create. So we are the co-worker instead, the co-creator. No? That's why the form of worship that we do to the Diwata is about workmanship, if being a co-worker. That's why on most spiritual teaching or spiritual or magical, let's say magical, we are working with the spirits. We work with them. We let them guide us, tell us what to do, because the spirit will teach us. No? But tonight I'm going to present to you um who is Mayari, no? Apong Malyari. So Apong Malyari is known to be the supreme diwata of the Sambal people that can be seen in the province of Zambales and the municipalities of Anda and Bulinaw, which are in the province of Pangasinan. Malyari is also called as Namalyari, as she can make things happen. So as Mulayari, according to John Paul Potet, no, author of the book Ancient Custom and Beliefs of the Tagalog, is a compound name. consisting the word mula, which means origin, and yari, a certain word for power or kapangyarihan. Thus, mula yari na malyari, malyari or mayari can be understood as a source of power. That's why if you notice in our prayer, no, we always say mayari na. So later on, we are going to discuss what does it mean. So let me just continue. So Mayari is known as Apu Malyari as the creator and main controller of the universe. He or she is the master of life as well as the lord of death. Mayari is compassionate and loving and grants satisfaction to the desire of his faithful devotee. Mayari brings fertility, good health, abundance, and prosperity to everyone who observe the laws. So accordingly, in the Tagalog pantheon of the Diwata, Mayari is one of the daughters of Bathala to a mortal woman. So it means Mayari is just a demigod, whom Bathala blessed them with immortality through the celestial lights. So the immortality of Mayari was given to Mayari by Bathala, no? And parang as a significator of time and also light during the dark of days, no? Together with Mayari are her siblings, the Diwatang Tala, being the goddess of the star, and Diwatang Hanan, the goddess of new beginning and more of the morning. So, whereas in Kapampangan mythology, like we had mentioned a while ago, Apolaki and Mayari were also siblings from Bathala. So, parang si Bathala, no, parang pinakikita na he is somewhat similar to Zeus. Pero, let us just continue about Mayari. No? So, let us get to know first the worshipper. So the first worshipper of Mayari were the Sambal people. So Sambal people are known to be a fierce warriors of Sambales during the pre-colonial times. The word Sambal are collective name for three groups, which are the Tina Sambal, Bulinaw Sambal, and the Botolan Sambal. So the name Sambal has two possible origins. First is from the word Samba, which means worship. This shows that Sambal's characteristic of being highly superstition and worship of the spirit of their ancestors. And the other word where Sambal derived is from the word Sambo, which is a Spanish word used by the Iberian colonizer to describe people of the African descent. No? So it is said that the Sambals are militant and fierce fighters, notorious known for their bloody raids against Christian settlements. It has also been known that they have captured and enslaved Diego Silang as a child and eventually being ransomed by a Recollect missionary in Zambales. In Sambal Pantheon, no, the group of deities of the Sambal, so we could see Apong Namalyari being the controller of the universe. Then they have her Anito, which is parang lesser Diwata na servant of Mayari. So there is Akasi, a god of health and sickness. Aniton Tawu, goddess of the wind and rain. Actually, Aniton Tawu, for me, when I work out with her, no, she is the one that gives souls to mankind, no? Parang keeper of the soul. Because of the Anitu means soul or spirit, and Tawu means tao, no? Then there is the god Manglubar, which is god of peaceful living, Mangalagar, god of good grace, and there is Dumangan, god of good harvest. Actually, in the Tagalog pantheon, no, Dumangan was the husband of Idianale, and Idianale is the goddess of cultivated lands and husbandry, as well as of labor and good deeds. So in the Tagalog pantheon of spirit, Dumangan was a sky god, and people offered him worship and respect and praise to have a bountiful harvest for the crop to yield better quality of grains. So if we want success or more parang maraming harvest, no, we pray to Dumangan for Dimangan. Then the children of Dimangan are uh, um, The children of Dimangan to Idinali are Dumakulan and Aniton Tawu. Then another pantheon of god is the Kalasakas, god of early ripening of rice stalk, and Kalasokus, god of turning grain yellow and dry. So there is a myth about Mount Pinatubo. Pero I would ask, no, dito ko kasi, when I'm doing this research, dito ko natagpuan yung missing parang, okay, do you know about Bakunawa ba? Lakay? Di ba? Have you heard about Bakunawa? The Moon Eater? Have you
Ah,
heard about that, Patrick and Argo?
Yes
So,
po.
di ba, on the myth of Bakunawa, they said, Bakunawa eat the moon, no? Bakunawa is a moon eater. And during those time, old time, we have 7 moons. And the reason why there is 7 moons or one moon pala, kasi yung other moons were eaten by Bakunawa. And according to that story, no? According to that story, na meron palang sister si Bakunawa. And on that myth, ang sister niya, the sister of Bakunawa, was a giant sea turtle. The reason why Bakunawa ate the moon is because Bakunawa was angered by the people, because the people blame the sea turtle, giant sea turtle, of the pestilence that come to their land. Because during that time, na parang, because it is a sea turtle, so every time that the sea turtle would come on the shore, there are many floods or big floods that will destroy the plantations. So in people's anger, they kill that sea turtle. And that sea turtle was the sister of Bakunawa. And when Bakunawa learned that her sister has been killed by the people, nagalit si Bakunawa and eat the moons. No? And gladly, the Diwatang Haliya of Panay defended the last moon. That's why we still have our moon. No? So in that story, I'm searching for the name of that giant sea turtle. And I was so glad because here in the myth of Mount Pinatubo, we have found what is the name of that giant sea turtle. So let's go about the myth of Mount Pinatubo. So it has been known that Mount Pinatubo is the home of Apong Malyari. According to the Sambal elders, that before Pinatubo became a mountain, it was known to be as Batong Mapye or a living stone o buhay na bato, planted on a kingdom by a displeased sorcerer and was relocated by a hero. So it was said to comprise the whole mountain range until sinukuan of Mount Arayat, god of the Kapampangan, became a strong rival of Namalyari. Their fight, which took place over the center plains, shattered the mountain into small bodies, and Mount Arayat lost its peak center or center peak. The other version have it that Pinatubo Peak shattered because of Namalyari's immense fury in an attempt to teach humans the meaning of fear and show how misdeed will be punished. So merong mga other folkloric beings, no? So there is called Ani-Ani. So Ani-Ani is much like a capre, yet apparently an 18 feet tall black traveler pass can change man into a man or beast. So the name of that giant turtle is Bako Bako. So Bako Bako is a giant sea turtle who bore on top of Mount Pinatubo, creating a great crater and emitting great flames, huge rock, mud, ashes, smoke, and deafening noise in process. So there is also Binagoonan, an evil spirit of giant proportion, described itself as Patyanak spirit that can possess man, causes sickness and misfortunes. There is also a Baroka, that transformed into a bird like Manananggal, eat heart and liver of victims. And there is a kamana. It dwells in gloomy places and assumes the form of small animals or become invisible. A person who encounters a kamana must offer it with food or small offering, otherwise will become sick. And only a babaylan could make cure. So here, yung local tradition suggested of folk memory of earlier large eruption. It is said that ancient legend tells of Bako Bako, a terrible spirit of the sea, who could um, metamorphose into a huge turtle and throw fire from his mouth. In the legend, when being chased by the spirit hunters, Bako Bako flees to the mountain and digs a great hole in its summit, showering the surrounding land with rock, mud, dust, and fire for 3 days, howling so loudly that the earth shakes. There are other folkloric beings, no? So we have this Kamanan the Black, a tiny mythical people who lives in trees over mountain brooks. They will put sweet wildflowers beside infants who were left alone. And there are Mambubuno, a fish like human with a double tail and large black slimy scale. When a fisherman sees her, he can't help but follow her to her cave. He does not get wet nor drown unless he decides to leave her. And there is also Manini Blood. She goes out to harm her enemies when the moon is full. She gives chills and fever. She keeps the tiny doll under her fireplace that she pricks where she wants her victim suffer. She also picks up the earth of her victim footprint and roasts them in a clay pot to cause high fever. After Lakay, no, parang it quite this is interesting because parang I refuse the idea, di ba, when we said mangkukulam, what people think about mangkukulam, dal and pin, right? And I thought na this is a Western idea of voodoo. Isn't it? Ganon din ba ang ano? Is that also the same thing when you think about mangkukulam, Patrick or an Argo? Na
Um,
parang
yun po
manika,
yung stereotype.
yes, the stereotype, no?
Opo.
Even you ba, Argo, it is the same thing that you think about mangkukulam. Merong dal and pin, witchcraft.
Mm. Yeah, witchcraft, but I didn't think of it as voodoo. Like,
Ayan, no? Kasi nga, because of the Hollywood, di ba? Parang yun. Pero what I found, no, parang the maniniblot, parang it is the same type na parang it tells you na parang yung maniniblot, the mangkukulam of a dal and a pin came from the Sambal spiritual belief, no? Although it came to my mind na parang nagkakaroon ng doubt, it might be or what, but we have to make sure pa rin na siguro it is our duty, Lakay, to dig deeper on these practices and learn if the maniniblot is the same as the mangkukulam that been stereotyped with dal and pin. So another thing is the mangkukulam, no, was driven out from the victim. So it's almost the same as maniniblot, pero in order to remove the power of mangkukulam, so this is popular here, you need to have the buntut pagi or stingray. So I think yes, I see. Argo, you have that, di ba? Do you still have that one? The stingray, the tail of the stingray.
it's with my auntie,
Oh yeah,
Tita Huling in Sibuyan.
yes, no Sibuyan. So it is very powerful, parang protection, a form to exercise the power of the witchcraft, no? So I think, and last, no. So here, this is very interesting because I was drawn to Diwatang Mayari when I started to incorporate Luntiang Agama on 2012. No? So being a chief priest of Luntiang Agama, I enshrined Luntiang Agama as the owner or to be the owner of Luntiang Agama. So Mayari is the owner of 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 Luntiang Agama. But before I embrace Anituhan, I am making devotion already to Bathala. No? So, because Bathala is a generic for us. And as a Catholic before, no, we know that Bathala is associated to the divine mercy, to the image of Jesus Christ. So parang I'm happy because parang na-incorporate si Bathala so that people will still remember that we have God, no? And right now we have changed and we know who is the real Bathala is, no? So but when I search for Filipino God of healing, no, the first diwata whom I work is Kilubansa. Diwatang Kilubansa have opened up doors to the spiritual realms of our ancestors that lead me to work with Mayari, no? So tama si Argo and tama si Patrick, no? Mayari is a one-eyed goddess. So in that, no, parang nakita ko, I have seen also a similarity of Mayari to the Norse god Odin, no? Who is god of wisdom, knowledge, healing, sorcery, pro- prophecy, and many more. And although I also see Mayari to the image of the Egyptian god Ra to be a one-eyed god also, no? And actually parang si Ra is na sineparate niya yung eyes niya at naging image siya ni Isis, ni Bastet, at ni Hathor, ni Sekhmet, and everyone, no? So here, so nakita ko, what I see is Mayari to be the May-ari. So now, books, articles, and online publication does not suffice my thirst in knowing the goddess. So instead on relying on the information written about Mayari on internet, I use my knowledge on the craft, that is through divination and channeling, to know more about Mayari. Throughout times, Mayari teach me her mysteries, such as gender neutrality of the Diwata. No? Although in books, in some articles or information, no, we could find Mayari to be a female as a daughter, di ba? But here in the Sambal, it is male. So what is really the gender of our Diwata? But like what I've said, no, they are spiritual being. They are genderless. They are above description of pronouns. So we could use male or male or female or pronouns to the Diwata. But for us, no, in Luntiang Agama, we do not see ourselves as male or female as well, no? Although physically we could look like male, so let people see that because what people see is the mundane aspect. But for us who follow the path of spirituality, we call ourselves as glorified beings as well, no? So gender is not an issue for us. So throughout times, Mayari teach us her mysteries such as the gender neutrality of our Dewata, so as the souls of humankind. It was also Mayari that reveals to me that May-ari, no? Although the May-ari means the one that have genitals, because we call our genitals here as Ari as well, di ba? Thus make Mayari to be a Dewata that surpasses gender. Mayari being the one that creates. So as May-ari, aside from being have genital, it also pertains to the one that owns. Another teaching of Mayari is that when we pray, we use the word Mayari na pertaining for the completion of our prayer, such as the Christian and the Muslim prayer that says Amin or Amen. So Mayari means mangyari nawa. May it happen. No? So the use of it word means may it happen, or we pretend that Mayari is the one that makes thing happen, and so as the word kapangyarihan, it is derived from the word mayari, no? The kapangyarihan, the source of our power. So it is important that we use the word mayari at the ending of our prayer, especially if we want to be decolonized, if we want to be indigenized, and we want to connect ourselves to the deity that we have. At least we in Luntiang Agama, what we are teaching, we are not trying to convert anyone. to be part of us, but we encourage you to remember yourself that once in our lifetime, our ancestors have called to Mayari to be the creator, the owner, and the one that can answer our prayer. So with that, so I want to ask everyone, um, is there anything now, parang do you have an idea about Mayari? So what will be your input or your comment or your insight about Mayari? Let me ask for the action of, I think, Argo. Would you like to speak about? So what did you learn about Mayari? Roll call to.
Mayari means the one who has power. So I get a sense of manifesting and creating and bringing in.
Thank you very much. Patrick, do you think that Mayari is calling you right now?
Um, in the sense that Mayari is a one-eyed goddess and also having a similarity with Odin. I see that with the power of Odin, which also is a powerful god in the Norse mythology. So they really share similarities, and perhaps they also share the scope of power as being the person who commands. So it's also a good observation that I observe.
No, thank you very much. So with that, Lakay, do you have anything to say as a comment first about Mayari? Actually,
Mm,
it was you. You were the first devotee of Mayari. Can you show?
the tattoo.
Uh,
Yeah.
so actually,
Uh,
Lakay have his tattoo. Pakita mo, lapit ka pa. Tumayo ka kaya.
naka-Indian seat ka siya.
Di
This,
ba?
kita ba? Ito. So, the mayari is here. Kita ba?
Ah,
Ayan. And I also use the symbol of triquetra in the triangle with the circle. Yan. So siguro I will share my experiences on working with the Diwatang Mayari. The first thing is parang yung during childhood, parang masyado kong attached sa moon. Yan. Sometimes I feared the moon and sometimes parang I feel na parang na-empower ako. Yun. So one of the parang signs ng pagiging incline sa spiritual practices if you are attached sa moon or sa full moon. So kapag once na parang may part mo na parang natutuwa na parang happy ka kapag may moon pag nakikita mo. So it means the diwatang mayari is calling you. Yun. So yun nga lang, it depends on the receiver if they accept the calling or not. So most of the time, the next step for that is more on research and attunement to the moon itself. When I'm deciding to take or to parang i-fix ang faith sa Diwatang Mayari, kasi I'm thinking pa sa ibang deities before, pero Mayari ang parang yung parang paulit-ulit, repetitive thoughts and word na parang mayari-mayari. Yun. So, nag-try akong i-attune what's the power or what's the meaning of of the mayari before I put it in the in my tattoo, in my skin. So the mayari, like what Apo said, it's connected to the genitals. So when you said genitals, hindi siya naka-fix na for boy or for girl. So it means more on sex organ. So ibig sabihin, it's either boy or girl. It's a genital, so automatically it's under on the Mayaris rule. So when you said na genitals, it's not only specific on the human, but also on the animals and on the plants. Yun yung mga messages ng nung Diwatang Mayari. And then aside from the Mayari, the owner, so yung if you will double check or confirm in the physical realm, the moon has the ability to give light, so which is the light or the sun is connected to the masculine, and then the dark aspect or parang absent of light, it's more on feminine. Parang good and bad light and darkness like that. So parang ini-reveal ni Mayari na he is the owner or he is also parang under of Mayari's rule ang light and darkness, male and female. Yun, so mga two polarities. And then aside from that, the Mayari is also connected to the name of Maria. Yun. So when I'm digging more on the researching ng um, Maria, so the magical person that exists in the in the physical realm, yun, Virgin Mary, and then most of the practitioner parang nagfo-fall ang name sa Maria. Yun. So automatic na kapag once na you are carrying the name of Maria, sometimes you are healer or psychic. So ganun sila parang ka-activate yung power. So I guess the name of Maria is guided by the god of Mayari as well. Yun. And then the power of the moon din kasi is connected siya sa emotions and psychic abilities. And parang may nabasa din ako before na once you are a devotee of the Diwata, they are giving you a gift. Yun. So, yun nga lang ang difference ng working with our Diwata compared to the other spirit. The other spirit kasi parang you can ask them to do some specific intentions or requests. But our Diwata, they are parang they trained us to use our personal power, to develop our personal power. So yun yung difference ng spirit. So yung Diwata is parang they they will parang keep on pushing us to to acknowledge our power, our true identity like that. Ayun. So until now Diwatang Mayari, marami pa siyang ni-reveal na mga iba't ibang name na connected sa kanya. And then one of the name is the Sibulan. And I also use the Sibulan for the oracle, the Sibulan Adlaw Tala, Mystic Oracle. Yun. So, ayun, yun yung mga experiences ko during working and attunement kay Diwatang Mayari. Ikaw, Apo, di ba
Yeah.
meron kayong yung parang kinuwento mong lumalapit sa yung
Actually, yes,
naalala
no?
mo yun?
Parang the moon has, parang for me, I believe na parang the moon has, parang siya yung nag-grant ng power. Siya nag-grant ng magic for every one of us. Because as a child, no, parang I first started to have this anting-anting agimat, the mga medallion. I think it's because of Ramon Revilla movie. I think when you are, by the way, may I ask, are you born on the 80s or 70s, Patrick? Hindi naman. 90s ka na.
90s na po.
So naabutan mo, have you napapanood mo ba yung mga Ramon Revilla movie na mga anting-anting agimat?
Hindi na po.
Hindi na. So because during those times na
Feeling ko
parang
mga Harry Potter na si Patrick.
I think yeah, Harry
Harry
Potter,
Potter,
The Craft,
Avatar,
o kaya yung The Charm. Yes.
and the Charm.
Because during those time, parang every afternoon in Channel 9, um, di ba, usually your mother will go to sleep siesta. Kasi if you don't sleep, you will not grow tall. No? So, laging pinapatulog ng tanghali or for having a sleep every after lunch. But for me, parang I was not sleeping, but instead, I'm watching with my mom on television na mayroong movies. And most of the movies that I watched were about Ramon Revilla, about Anting-Anting. So, believer ako ng agimat and Anting-Anting. So, I want to have magic, I want to have power. So, I don't know, na parang in every time na parang pinakikita na merong mga witching hours, like if there are aswang, if there are mga fight na lalabas yung magic, it's every time na may full moon. So one time, parang I think I was 7 or 8 years old. Nandito na kami sa Bulacan. I went out, no? I walk up to the hill kasi ang San Jose del Monte is a mountainous, no, hilly. Actually, there are so many hills, and our place is the subdivision was built on a top of a hill. Pero meron pang matataas na bundok by that time na hindi pa na covered ng cement, ng concrete, na walang bahay, na merong mga trees, mga manggahan, there are mango trees and dalahi. So I went up. Pero when it was afternoon, I know, it was just 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I climbed up. Pero matagal-tagal din yung lakaran. Pero as I soon, or parang when, as I walk, going to the tip of the mountain, the pinnacle, I saw the moon na parang sumisilip. And as I walk forward, it seems the moon is getting bigger and bigger. And I continue to walk, pero nagkakaroon na ng kakaibang feeling na, uy, kakainin ako ng buwan. I will be eaten by the moon. So I rushed down, no, because I really sense that the moon is drawing closer to me and about to eat me. So I was so afraid. So I ran down and I was tipped. Parang natalisod, no, or natisod ako. So I fall down, and when I rise up and look for what have tipped me, I saw there is a dog's feet, a puppy's feet, buried on the ground. That's the reason why I fall down. So what I did is I dig to check on what kind of puppy that been buried. So I saw it was a puppy that had been buried. It was dead. But amazingly, when I lift up the puppy jumped and became alive. So it was too parang creepy, and I was scared that I went home. And after that, I've been sick, no, for 3 days. I got high fever. Pero I can't remember if those things are real or just my imagination. Pero I feel that time it was real, and I have a picture, but that picture is lost already, no? Because of my mother when died, parang nawala lahat yung mga pictures. But I still remember na it was real for me. So from that time, parang I had a devotion every full moon to look, to gaze up on her and make some prayers, songs, actually poems lang before. Pero when I started to have Luntiang Agama, no, the song that I sing a while ago was dedicated to mayari. No, so I had this amazing connection with the moon, and that's why parang what I observe in the world religion, no, if every Friday is sacred to Venus, and the one who gathers that is the Muslim, whereas on Saturday it was the Jewish, no, so the Jewish and the Sabbatista, the Seventh Day Adventist, and every Sunday it was the Christians. And for me, for Luntiang Agama, actually, we make Monday to be a sacred day of gathering, supposedly. That's why most of our class is done, online class is done every Monday. And usually, yun nga lang, no, I wish that we could influence na marami tayo sa Pilipinas, we could claim Monday to be our worship day or gathering day, fellowship day.
Siguro, Apo, we can ask their experiences din, no? Their personal experiences na connected sa moon. Ikaw, Patrick, may mga experiences ka na connected yung moon mga kabataan mo or mga gawain ng parents mo?
Um, uh, in terms of the moon, the thing that I could recall is yung meron siyang ring of light na nakapalibot dun sa moon, which I was really amazed. Ito yung time nung parang uh, yung nagka-earthquake sa Japan. Tapos yung time na yun parang kitang-kita mo yung moon tapos yung ring niya ng light sa paligid. So ayun, yung parang time na it was a sad moment but the moon helped us to feel parang the moon is also showing empathy for the people who suffered. So it was a good feeling to me that I saw that particular event.
Thank you, Patrick. How about you, Argo? Do you have any experiences na connected ang moon?
Yeah, I find I don't really sleep that well on the night of a full moon. Like I feel either my dreams are very vivid or I'm just very awake, and like even the animals and like the environment around me feels very, very awake. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, a connection or an obsession with the moon. But yeah, definitely notice when she's very, very full. Um, mm, mm.
And thank you, Argo. Yan. So, based on the experiences na once parang there's a calling or there's a negative energy na parang yung attention mo ay kinakatch ng moon. So, it means the moon is calling you or calling your attentions. So, you can use that time because that is the right time for us to talk to the spirit of the moon. So, syempre, you can use the Diwatang Mayari or if you are into some Western practices, you can call them. So, take that opportunity to ask blessings, yon, healing, yung mga ganon. Kasi, based on our experiences connected sa moon, parang siya yung isa sa ating mga parang kapatid ang moon, and then parang he guide us every transition, every parang reincarnations. So you once you contact or you maintain your connections, they will feed you a lot of informations. Like yung experiences mo are goes through vivid dreams. So sometimes that's their way on how they teach you. So more on the dreams. Yan. Go Apo.
Like, I remember kasi Argo is a vessel of Diwatang del Tise. Um, Diwatang del Tise, this is my question. In your working, because Diwatang del Tise have been revealed unto you and to Argo, um, is the Diwata been is connected to the moon also? Diwatang del Tise, being god of magic as well? Lakay. Oo, tinatanong kita.
Yeah. Ayan. So Diwatang Deltise is connected to the moon on how, because 'di ba, like what I've said, the mayari, he is carrying the genitals or the two polarities, which is you can also see it in the human or in the animals or in the plants. If so, the Diwatang Deltise is more on the insects, yun, more on the underworld, more on the darkness, which is also the aspect or one of the aspect of the mayari because meron siyang phases eh. May waning, may waxing, may full moon, and then may tinatawag na dark moon, which is totally black or wala. So, the Diwatang Deltise is aligned to the dark moon part or aspects. Yun. So you can also use or you can combine the two names like mayaring deltise if you want to add up the energies of the moon or of the mayari. Ayun.
Ayun, thank you very much. I think naglobat si si Argo. But anyway,
Ah,
I think Patrick kasi new, he is new. I think this is
mm,
new, but I know Patrick is conducting research about the indigenous culture, no, indigenous
mm,
spirituality, and I know soon. What I feel, no, um, he is supposedly to attend the gugurang ritual,
mm.
pero today is a very special day, and I feel. Do you think that Patrick? Do you think that Mayari is calling you? Kasi sa kanya ka natapat. Do you have any feeling about that na parang you are being called by Mayari? Pero
Apo,
ano ba,
other possibility.
pero ano ba yung mga expectations mo if you are going to work with the Diwata or to be called as Anituhan? If you are going to change a religion, do you intend to,
Catholic ba si
yun,
Patrick?
yun, di ko rin alam,
Apo,
tatanong ka.
apo,
Catholic ka ba?
apo.
Close Catholic or open ka
Ay,
naman?
open naman po.
Okay. So, questions, Patrick, bakit indigenous yung nakuha mong topic? Ikaw yung choice mo ba talaga siya or feed siya ng teachers or ibang
Actually
friend?
ano, parang siya yung part na parang kulang sa akin. Kasi ito yung part na wala tayong masyadong knowledge pagdating
Okay.
sa literature and history ng Pilipinas. So,
Mm,
na-consider ko siya na parang ito yung kukumpleto sa pagkatao natin bilang Filipino. And then
mhm,
ayun, as I go through information, talagang ang saya niyang ano, aralin
mhm.
tapos mapapamahal ka talaga.
Okey. Ano yung naging dating sa iyo ng mga research na nagawa mo? Para bang tumanim siya sa spirit mo or for the sake of parang matapos lang yung thesis or yung subject, after nun parang wala na or
Ayun. So,
parang
ano naman siya, talagang, personal ko talaga siyang movement
mhm,
na aralin siya. Tapos hanapin pa and also parang to ano din, to revisit and to parang continue
okey,
what was forgotten.
mhm,
Kasi ayun, marami tayong mga parang mga ginagawa naman in the past na
mhm,
karapat-dapat din naman siyang mapakita and
hmm,
maipantay sa kung ano yung meron ngayon.
hmm. Pero may idea ka sa mga, traditional or western form ng magic?
Ano lang siguro yung mga mababaw na knowledge lang ng ano tungkol sa magic.
Okey, ah,
Siguro na kay I
hmm,
may if Patrick will, no, parang ito yung observation ko, no. Kasi
mm,
marami ding parang katulad ni Patrick na dumating sa atin as a researcher, especially on the
Mm.
on the subject of anthropology.
mm,
Uh, iba nga pati even sa Fatima University yung I think Fatima nga ba? Merong taga Fatima at saka sa UP
yung
na pharmacy student.
Hmm.
UP, Ateneo, Lasal, everything, no?
mm,
Na they come to us to talk about for their thesis in terms of indigenous spirituality, magic, Filipino magic, etc., etc. Sa experience ko kay Patrick,
mm,
Patrick is the one na talagang parang maintain connection. And Patrick was able to host or to guest me, to accommodate me sa kanyang podcast and that talk about Filipino magic, no? And right
mm,
now, nagulat ako, talagang willing siya
hmm,
na umattend, no? So, I hope to see Patrick more on our
hmm,
session and I hope soon makasama ka rin namin sa Luntiang Agama,
mm.
no?
Yeah. Kasi
Opo.
kaya ko ako siya natanong kanina para kasing, yung ritual natin na which is full moon na connected. So, parang ang ability kasi ng full moon ito yung parang i unleash niya yung mga true identity or innate abilities ng tao, yun. So ibig sabihin, hindi ito parang tinadhana siya sa iyo. So hindi para, magkaroon ng power or may mga makilalang ibang tao, pero para makilala mo kung ano yung existing na abilities or power or gift
Mhm.
na meron ka, yun. Kaya tinatanong ko sa'yo, parang it's a form of confirmation sa akin kung tamang sabihin itong messages na ito. So maaaring, kasi may mga ritual kaming, ginagawa ginagawa ilang years na ini-invoke or parang ginigising ulit namin yung mga, nag-reincarnate na mga babaylan. Kasi 'di ba, parang wala ng mga babaylan ngayon.
Mhm.
So ang naobserbahan namin, may mga nagre-response kaso lahat sila nasa ibang bansa. Medyo ikaw ang nakikita kong nag-response as a Filipino na nandito sa
Mhm.
Quezon pa.
Opo.
Ayun. Sa Quezon may mga mystery din itinatago diyan, especially sa dagat, yung sirena, 'yun
Mhm.
kung familiar ka doon, na parang yung mga sighting ng mga sirena, 'yun, which is connected din sila sa moon,
Mhm.
'yun. So maaaring, be ready, i-prepare mo yung sarili mo kasi maaaring kapagka tinanggap mo, maraming role na ibibigay sa iyo. Pero kapagka ni-reject mo, tatawagin at tatawagin ka ulit. So ibig sabihin maaaring ito yung tamang line, path. So it's up to you kasi siyempre may free will ka if you want to continue it or not, 'yun.
Opo.
Pero open naman kami if ever na may mga needs ka, ayun.
Actually, it will be still your free will. Na so
Mm,
obserbahan mo lang din. Pwede kang magpatuloy sa amin, pero
mm,
ikaw pa rin ang mag-decide if you are going to continue to study
oo,
with us dahil ritual aralan, no? Pero
mm,
nami-miss na rin namin yung in-person na
Opo.
nag-gathering para at least ma-experience at makapagbigay din kayo ng offering or yung sarili ninyo na um, to have a role, no? To have a role in this form of let's say worship na sasabihin natin, but
mm,
actually it's working, no? Kaya itong tuwing online natin is ritual aralan is
mm,
parang pinapakilala ulit natin. So it started last year,
hmm,
2022, no? So nakalabing dalawang, no, 11 pa lang pala.
hmm,
11 pa lang. So by August, ang ating ikalabing dalawa to complete our first year. Pero meron pa tayong actually 47 names of the different tribe.
mm,
Although according to 110 ethno-linguistic, no. Kaya nga lang hinahanap pa natin. So pero nakikita ko, nararamdaman ko unti-unting lumalabas na yung mga information of the old Diwata, yung mga dating
mm,
actually we started from 13 names pero ngayon dumarami na sila at
dadagdagan,
nadadagdagan pa. Pero ang kulang na lang talaga is mga followers niya, yung mga pinili niya.
hmm,
Pero I
Mhm.
hope makita natin katulad tong si Argo, he was chosen by
mm,
the Diwatang
del
Deltis,
Tise,
and I'm excited to know after three months pa tayo, Patrick, no?
mm,
May dalawang meeting pa tayo. Tingnan natin kung sino yung tumawag sa'yo. So at least
mm,
from tonight, um, parang obserbahan mo, panaginip mo, yung lifestyle, ano yung result sa work. Mayroong mga pagsubok, maaari kang subukan na after this, baka malasin ka or whatever, kasi nakita nila na nakipag dito,
ayun, welcome
welcome
back
back,
Argo,
Argo. So, maybe because of this, you might experience some parang mga bad luck, no? Pero in us, we consider that as a healing crisis. You are being
healing
healed, no?
crisis,
Healing crisis. Kasi during the time of healing crisis, no, parang inilalabas your body, your system are ejecting all the negativity that is stored up with you, and that is because of the positive energy that is coming into your way, no? So
Mhm.
it is a form of preparation, but as much as possible we pray na sana talagang magkaroon ng blessing ang bawat isa. And with that, Lakay, I want you to invoke the message of Diwatang Mayari for each one. I think let us start with Argo.
Ah,
Message.
Argo, bigay ka ng ano, ng single number from 1 to 9.
Oh, 8.
Okay. Patrick, bigay ka single number from 1 to 9.
7.
7. Mhm. Okay. Yung kay Argo, this is the inspired by the baybayin. So this is the Sibulan Adlaw Tala Mystic Oracle. So kay Argo, yung number mo, this is the letter T. Yun. So this T, it's more on connected to the, it's like a hook na if you are targeting someone or something, you need to maintain your focus. And there's a big possibilities na if you combine the right timing, right actions, so you can get whatever you want. Yun. Kasi this one, it's more on parang getting something na it's either parang far to you, na parang y- unreachable, but based on the T symbol, you can create or you can have a tool or an idea on how to reach that things or that dreams. So it's more on don't stop, don't put limitations, especially if you want to work with your dream or dreams. Yan. So you can achieve it. And for Patrick, this is the ngo or ngu. So it's more on parang pagbe-blend in ng dalawang polarities.
Mm.
So ibig sabihin, pwede mong pagsamahin ang dalawang energies to create another form, or pwede mo rin namang parang i-separate ang isang ah, energies. Yun. So dito ang ngo or ang ngu na symbol, parang be aware sa existing na situations. Kasi kapag once na aware ka, so alam mo kung paano mo sila i-combine. So once na aware ka at once na nako-combine ka, automatic na may parang kung beneficial ang isang opportunity at sinamahan mo pa ng isang opportunity, so madodoble siya.
Mm.
Yun. Yun yung parang message sa iyo naman. So dito parang yung two polarities, two energies connected ang male and female, strong and weaknesses part. So hindi mo sila pwedeng piliin na isang side lang. So automatic, i-acknowledge mo silang dalawa and then magagamit mo sila in some specific situations. Yan.
Mm.
Bigay ka pa nga Apo ng isang single number. Bigay ka muna Apo isang single number. Okay. Sige.
Apple, you're muted.
So, yun nga, no. So, from, ito naman kay Tio or kay Argo, no. So, actually, it's almost the same. Ito yung lumalabas na card or messages ni Mayari para sa'yo na gusto ko ipadaan sa akin. You have a new perspective in life. Actually, pinakikita na mayroong mata sa gitna, no? Parang your eyes. Parang you are looking for a new start. No? I don't know if somebody, if you are going to start a new project or a new work or whatever, or a new place, just like yung sinabi nila kay na merong hook na parang you are fishing out some opportunities to happen into your life. At ang baybayang nakasulat niya is um, bagong Yun nga, bagong pananaw. New perspective, no? So, new perspective. So, I think it might be the old, pero we could change how we view things in our life. So, hanapin lang natin or we have to seek for the things that could help us instead of the things that make us stress, no? For Patrick, ito yung pinakikita, no? An apple. It seems na this will be ay apples to apple pagkaka sa parang pinakikita niya na actually you have to para your heart is so precious na sundin mo lang kung ano yung gusto mong gawin sa buhay and it will bring fruit and manifestation into a new beginning. Actually, follow your desires. Yun, sundin mo kung ano yung gusto ng puso mo and it will lead you to your own happiness. Actually, ang hirap dito, if our heart is being blocked by by what other want us to be, no, it should not be governed by others. So if there are foreign of particles that come into us, it become an illness. It become a pathogen that will give us sickness, no. So at least if our blood flows naturally without any blockage, interruption, we will feel healthy. We will feel life. And I don't know, Patrick, just take care. You are so young. Pero there is a sense na parang sinasabi ng goddess, you better take care of yourself, of your health, no? To be more health conscious. Aside from the work that you are happy with, no? It's nice. Pero you have to consider also of ruling to become the owner of your own life. Don't be a slave to anyone. So ito yung sinasabi ng cards mo. Lakay?
Ayun. So, based on the, ah, said tala, so may mga words or exact word or message na connected sa bet, 'yun. So, bet, it's more on parang you will experience that you need to choose which one. But, while you are choosing, so you need also to, foresee na parang you need to pick the more beneficial to you, 'yun. So, it's more on betting na parang don't bet to something or to someone if you are not secured or sure to that person or to that situations. And then we have the bingot na sometimes we will feel na some of our part is missing, yon. Pero based on this, it's more in general. So this is the general messages ng diwata na mayari. So sometimes we feel na some of our part is parang missing, or sometimes we will feel na we have no power or ability or control to the situations. But the Dewata is keep on telling us, or they are parang informing us or you na just whisper and talk to the Dewata or to the spirit of moon, and whisper your specific intentions if you want to transform the negative situations into positive. Yun, because being bingot, it's more on parang, nagma-mark siya na parang we feel na once na nag-mark, so it's a lifetime. But based on the power of the, sabi nating source of power or the great power, they are the only parang only hope, our last hope or our last options na if you don't feel that you can make it, ask them, ask the spirit. Kasi the spirit of the Diwata is still existing until now, na maybe we are not aware before, but they are parang just waiting to call them to seek their guidance. Yun. And then we have a bay. Ano bang Tagalog ng bay, Apo? Bay. Dalampasigan ba to? Ayun. So, may word na bay na it's connected to the ability of parang you can access the realm of the spirit. So the realm of the spirit, this is the Dewata encountered anito. And then to the realm of the human. Yun. So it's automatically na si Argo, you are born and you are parang this is your path. And for you, Patrick, I guess based on the reading, I guess this is also your path, but you are maybe not aware. Yon. So sa iyo, Patrick, I guess i-try mong i-research ang iyong lineage, ang iyong family. Kung meron bang nagpa-practice ng healing, spiritual healing, tawas, or magic sa family, mother or father side. Kasi kapag once na nag-stop sila, so it means it's your role to continue that practices. Kasi yun yung way ng mga babaylan. And one of the rule of the babaylan, kailangang may isang babaylan sa isang family na mag-stand out or magtuloy ng practice. Yun. So maybe kung ang parents mo, Patrick, natanungin sila na naniniwala ba sila sa mga kulam-kulam, may alam ba silang ah, paano gagamutin ng kulam o paano poprotektahan. Kapag ka nagbibigay sila, so it means na nasa line nyo talaga, nasa line mo. So, itutuloy mo siya. Yun. Kasi yun yung parang isa sa trademark ng mga babaylan before. So, hindi siya per tribe na parang isla-isla or pulo-pulo, kundi more on sa family lineage. So, yun yung tribe mo, yung family mo. Ayun. So, mukhang may role kang gagampanan. Ayun.
Ayun.
Kasi si Argo, same lang din na parang Argo is the one who will continue the lineage. Ayun. So, I guess sa Patrick, same lang din. Ayun. So, that's the messages of our Diwatang Mayari. Apo.
So thank you very much, Lakay. So Lakay, kindly burn the incense as we say our final prayer. But before we say our final prayer, is there any issues ba that you want to be resolved and be controlled by Mayari or merong petition? Do you have any person, a specific person that you wanted na we mention their names, or just think of those desires, of those intentions, no, as we lift it up, no, to the goddess Mayari, that they at Mayari will bless us. So okay, let's proceed. Glory and honor to you, Mayari, creator and controller of the universe, you who is the source of great power and honor of all that exists, whether be it seen or unseen. You who answers prayers and manifests our dreams and desire, we come before you and offer you all of our doubts, fear, worries, and pain. We give it to you that you may transform it into courage, trust, and endurance. We also offer to you our thoughts, our desires, our wishes, and we extend our prayers to all of our brothers and sisters whom you have called ever since before that we established Kuntiang Agama. May you call all souls, the souls of the old Babaylan who was reborn into the physical body right now, whether they are can be found in the north, east, south, west. You who is Lord of life and Lord of death, we surrender before you and offer you ourselves. May we be worthy and to perpetually glorify your name as you also glorify us in this present life. May you continue to guide us and bless us that we may overcome all the challenges that we may face in our life. We submit ourselves before your power as we declare ourselves to be yours. May you always be glorified within us. Mayari na pag-asatin. So maraming maraming salamat. Thank you very much for all of you who come, and I hope that the blessings of Mayari be with you always. Lakay, any final words?
Ayun. So kailan ulit yung ano natin, full moon,
Ang full moon natin is by,
ritual?
um, I think August na. No?
Okey.
Today is
So
ano.
sana maka-attend ulit kayo,
Ayun
'yan
pala,
for ano,
I think baka by August. Can I see when was that? Baka wala tayo dito sa August, no?
ay oo,
Because kasi by August 11 to 19, we will be hopefully matuloy. Yes,
mhm,
tuloy naman, pero sana pumasa ang visa namin. We will be at Chicago, Illinois, pero baka ang full moon ay, kailan ang full moon natin? August. Uy, we have two full moon, no? We
sa
will have
August.
August 2. August 2, we will have full moon, and our blue moon will be August 31st. And I hope we can conduct that two full moons here. No?
Mhm,
So, I think mukhang paborto kay
ayun,
Patrick, mapapabilis. So, two full moon. So, September, welcome Patrick. Mabibigyan ng
oo,
bagong pangalan. No, usually kasi, we welcome everyone to have their new name. So kung kayo ay sasali sa ibang simbahan, di ba, binibinyagan, merong binyagan, baptism. Sa Luntiang Agama, we call it as bansagan. And
mm,
Argo and Nawa, no, nabigyan natin sila ng pangalan at nabansagan natin. I think yung graduation ceremony at bansagan nila
mm.
is isa sa mga favorite ko. Favorite na ginawa natin kasi we are in the open air, no? So
Lakan
anyway,
yata sila 'no?
no, got,
GAT,
no.
okey,
Actually, running for Lacan, no. So
mm,
everyone will be got, no. So got is a title, is a special title, no. Like God Jose Rizal, God Andres Bonifacio. So yun yung parang hierarchy or just a title lang naman. But every one of us is called as babaylan in our own rights as we work with the personal diwata. And during the time na magkakaroon tayo ng GAT, no, every time that we have the name GAT in our SAP, it means
mm,
a diwata has been chosen us to be a vessel with. So thank you very much. I know our goal is that Diwatang Del Tise is always with you and
hmm,
guiding you. And so as all of the Diwata and Lakay
yeah,
also, Diwatang Magbabaya. And I know
mm,
Patrick, Diwatang Mayari has a special calling for you. I hope
mm,
soon you will take the call. Para
oo, oo,
makasabay lang tayo ng mga Diwata eh, no?
hmm.
So anything
So
else?
yeah, so puwede mong tawagin Patrick ang diwatang mayari just in case na you need help, 'yan, and then let the power of diwata runs to you, 'yan. So ikaw yung makaka-experience kung paano sila, nagbibigay ng blessings. And then for you Argo ano, ah, kasi we also discuss kanina paano maiko-connect, how we can or how you can connect the Diwatang del Tise to the moon deity. So they are still connected because of the dark aspect of the moon. So and then the genitals part or speaking because the animals or the insects has a parang, genitals. So it's under of the mayari din. And then the ways of Diwatan del Tise, it's more on parang, connected to the and the dark moon or yung, absent of light, mga dark moon siya, yun. So at least you can use or you can add the mayari into the deltise if you want to combine the two energies. Yun, like mayaring deltise or deltising mayari. Yun, like that. So it means aside from the Diwatang deltise, you are also connecting yourself to the mayari, the moon goddess. Yan.
So with
Yun.
that, we have to say goodbye. Maraming salamat,
Okay, thank you so
especially
much. Sa ulitin ulit.
Patrick
Next
and
time ulit.
Argo. See you next month.
Bye-bye.
Thank you po.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Salamat po.
Salamat.
Bye.
Good night, Argo. It's 1 a.m. na.
Yeah.
Sleep na.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Maraming
night.
Yeah.
salamat. Okay,
Okay, good night,
bye-bye.
guys.